This topic is gonna be tough. Lots of people love and hate Tommy for so many different reasons. He's probably the most divisive character for fans, arguably the sole reason why the franchise became a franchise. I decided for my list I'm going to stick to primary series Tommies. No clones, no time travel stuff, and I'm going to skip Lord Draken mainly because he's not in the show proper. All these variations just make it more complicated. It'll be more interesting if I save that stuff for her future video. I want to focus on how each of the Tommies impact the seasons he's in. How does the character get better or worse? Thank you, Justine Sun, for the topic. If you have a suggestion or idea for a future video, leave a comment below. I might pick it one day.
Turbo Red Ranger.
While personally TJ is the owner of the Turbo Powers, Tommy is still a part of them, but this is the weakest Tommy has gotten in the series. Everyone was hit by the whole, we're leaving, just do boring stories, who cares? But they go and have Tommy not be in the season all that much. He started to like race car driving out of nowhere. It wasn't natural. You don't start liking cars just because your powers feature cars. That's like if the Mystic Force team opened up a store dedicated to Harry Potter. Imagine if Kim were leaving because she was offered a job as a news reporter when she was set up as a gymnast. If they were giving people potential jobs, it has to fit in with what they were doing. Unless you gradually built this up, which could have been done in the 20 episodes, but they didn't care. Tommy teaching people martial arts would have been a more logical choice. Nothing really improved with him. He was there to prop up Justin. That's not a bad thing, but he didn't get to really mentor him. The worst part of the first half is when Tommy transitioned out. Tommy and TJ were an afterthought. Adam and Carlos were heavily focused. I know about the behind the scenes on the things they changed, but in universe, those two guys needed the episodes. Ultimately, Tommy became a generic Red Ranger. For someone who was so popular, he left the show with a whimper.
White Ranger.
Objectively, Turbo Red is the weakest Tommy. Personally, I would have had White Ranger last. I'm not going to cover up that I don't like the White Ranger. And it's not really for the character itself, it's mainly how the writers changed him. From the very beginning, White Ranger was treated as a godlike character. Him coming down from the ceiling with God rays, them making him the new leader without giving two thoughts to Jason. Again, all the stuff behind the scenes, there was no good way to avoid it. It still burned me. So much focus on Tommy, that's what really turned me off. When he was used as the mystery character, the support character, that was his corner. He owned that. He's the foundation element of the series. When he became leader as the White Ranger, it never felt right to me. He was always stepping on toes. Rocky got bulldozed out. He's a Red Ranger. He was already filling in big shoes from Jason, but never got to shine as a leader. When Tommy became the White Ranger, I also noticed that the whole Kim relationship got mostly thrown to the side, unless for certain reasons in story, which annoyed a lot of people who wanted to see Kim and Tommy. That's why the whole Note episode went very bad with fans, because people didn't see the conclusion. Would people still be disappointed if Kim moved on? Yes, but people who like a story, good or bad, need to see it. Movie and TV are a visual thing. You're not supposed to info dump. That's for anything, honestly. Doing things as exposition most of the time is wrong. It's the combination of all these factors. It created this perfect storm of so much Tommy. The only Ranger footage of Die Ranger they could use was him. A lot of the plots revolved around him. I was tired, I was burnt out. I reached this peak of Tommy in season 2, then the Tower of Cards fell.
Zeo Red Ranger.
When the show moved on from MMPR, Tommy did improve. The whole show improved, with one exception of Billy being reduced to a supporting role. This is what they should have done in MMPR. You just can't only focus on him. The show eased up. We had Tanya, then Jason came in, which knocked Tommy down a peg. Everyone started fitting in again. They gave Rocky an episode which focused on him being ignored. I started having faith. Zeo wasn't flawless. The whole Cat Tommy thing was really annoying. Billy not being the Gold Ranger, Tommy's brother, and the whole Native American stuff, which was okay, but gets dropped with nothing ever gained to either one. That was stupid. It probably helped that O-Ranger was a different beast. He had to be more reserved. That was the footage they had. It toned things down. If the character stayed this course, I think they could have pushed through Turbo.
Rain Ranger.
The Tommy character works best, I think, when he struggles. Being brainwashed, attacking friends, the city, his powers being drained endlessly, Tommy's being stretched and thrown around by two sides. Zordon is doing everything he can to keep him active, Rita and Goldar wanting him to pay. Tommy doubting himself so many times. Every episode you wondered, would he show up? Would he turn evil again? That threat was always there. That's what made him unique. I was amazed how well the Green with Evil arc came out. If you ever watched Zeo Ranger, and I'm not knocking the Sentai, it was fine for what they did, but Dragon Ranger was not a core focus. All that material was very limited, but somehow, whether it was a fluke or a form of desperation on the writers, they were able to meld so much random material and came up with these standout episodes. Like him or hate him, this type of character and story was rare on kids' shows. I think that's what changed Power Rangers from a basic show to something bigger. The show elevated itself. All the characters got something to do. Jason got his moment, Kim getting shocked, Billy and Trini coming up with ideas and helping out. By far, I believe the best moment was when he lost his powers. It made a lot of people mad. I totally understand that. But for me, when I first saw it, I had a different view. I was sad that we lost a character, but I was okay that he was gone. It's better to lose something big than to always come out on top. They didn't kill him off like Zeo Ranger did. That was a good call. Zordon was able to salvage the powers, and we knew that Tommy always had their back. I think that's the best part of him. When he's front and center, that mystery about him is lost. But if he's the shadow that covers your back, the last minute clutch, he's the MVP.
Black Ranger.
The culmination of all his years, turning into the Tommy we know in Dino Thunder. As of now, the Black Ranger is the best version of him. It combines so many elements of his past. He's become a mentor. You can see what he learned from his Zeo days and Zordon himself. The way he talks about stuff to the Dino Thunder team. His traits are still here, he's not perfect, and he supports the team, bringing back his Green Ranger days. The way he handled evil Trent, Connor, Ethan, and especially Kira had all their opinions. He didn't say much. That's what I loved about him. 12 years before, he was in the same predicament. He let everyone find their way, only helping out when it got serious. The Dino Thunder team benefited a lot. His experience filled them in all kinds of problems. Being a teacher at Reefside probably helped their butts a lot. Knowing all the stuff he went through in school, he cut them some breaks. Ninja Steel needed something like this. This is how I wish he was in Turbo when he was trying to guide Justin. It would have been so much better. His crowning episode has to be Fighting Spirit. It visually showed us that Tommy had regrets and doubts that he internally fights with. This is the closest we've got into seeing PTSD. It served as a turning moment for him. I believe both sides of the argument have valid complaints. Tommy was such a different character in a hero kids show at the time. It's what garnered all the praise, but then when he became the figurehead, it was non-stop till the character was burnt out. I'm in the middle ground. I will always love Green and Black Ranger Tommy. Those are the perfect levels of recognition and personality without damaging the rest of the team. What do you think about Tommy? Did you like every version of him? Did you never like the character? I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. New episodes Mondays, fan commentaries every Tuesdays. Next week I want to do a fun topic, 10 what-if stories, team-ups, character interactions, answers to lost questions. Sorry about not including stills in the video. Due to past fair use abuses from the various companies involved, I no longer feature them. Thank you for understanding. See you in the next video.